in a haystack, no silver land. I was right, hot in your step. Yield to the innocent, invisible worship. Train track, train wreck, thinking down the hole. I cracked my glasses, shattered lenses. The world looks so foggy. Half past morning, no origami. Yaya, Yaya! Morning alarm, wake me. I am so tired lately. No newspapers to tell me what's going on. Morning alarm, wake me. I am so tired lately. No television to tell me what is happening. Yaya, Yaya! Yaya, Yaya! Morning alarm, wake me. I got lost in a haystack, no silver land. I was right, hot in your step. Yield to the innocent, invisible worship. Train track, thinking down the hole. I cracked my glasses, shattered lenses. The world looks so foggy. Tell me, half past morning, no origami.
Hey, ho, it's your pal, Rory, here for another Amen live stream here at amen.net. That's some crispy echo. Just playing Artificial Go for you, something from their new record out through Feel It. The album is Musical Chairs. And the song I played is called Yaya. That was released very recently, May 16th to be precise. Okay, so it's just me here for this show for the next 2 hours, doing stuff that you're maybe familiar with, you know, me playing Bandcamp finds, weird old stuff. My good pal Zach will be by to talk about important issues of the day with his segment called I'm Allowed at the midway point. And I've got a couple of theme sets to... I don't know. What am I going to say? The theme sets to play, I guess? Yeah. One being songs that are tied to financial hardship and fiscal imprudence, probably more towards the financial hardship side of things. And then the other coming up a bit sooner will be bands who haven't played in Prague in a while, but who ought to come back as sort of a follow-up to a similar set that I did maybe around this time last year. With different bands, mind you, but same idea. Actually, that financial hardship set is the same thing, too. So I'm running out of ideas here, if you can't tell. I guess I'll get to more music. This month, as I mentioned, I won't have a band in studio. Next month, I will. Next month will be How Yes No. They're going to stop in on the show for a live performance and a little interview thing. And then also it's in amongst their larger European tour they're doing. And they'll also play here in Prague. That's the live show, live radio performance they'll do here on Amen is going to be on June 29th. And then the performance for concert-related purposes is on June 5th or June 25th, where they'll be joined by Pyrex and Noitz at good old Sub-Zero, so not to be missed. And I'll go through more upcoming Prague shows as well once we get through the show, the radio show, which you're listening to. And then kind of tied into bands who I would like to come back, who I haven't seen in a while, the No Wow Wows, who I'm going to play something by next. They just put out a new release themselves called Demo 2, and the date on which they issued this was also fairly recent, May 3rd. What was this got? 6 songs, and then a self-released thing that they did. So, highly recommended. I'll post the Bandcamp link to that later, like I do for most everything I play on here. And, I'll talk some baloney, and maybe you'll listen to it or put it on the background or something. Anyway, Rats in the Room, the No Wow Wows.
Rats in the room. 34 in the waves, 34 hip. Ooh, you make me flip. Bezu, woo! Walk down the street, you make my heart skip a beat. Bezu, bezu, I want you. A bezu, bezu, a bezu, I need you. Bezu, a bezu, a bezu. Are you so? Are you so? Are you so fine? Woo! I got to have you, Bezu. You so fine, Bezu. I want you to be mine, Bezu. I got to have you.
Ooh, I'm dying.
so lucky. Why'd you have to tell me all these things? Sometimes I feel ashamed. There ain't no place to go. Sometimes I go so slow. Sometimes I'm losing touch, going all across fields. Where tears fade out, and then back to you. I'm walking on thunder. She is pulling me under. And I wish we were living at the end of the world. We could speak through heaven on a cloud of dirt and dust, naked in the center of town, except for the shaking ground. It's really not so easy to exist on the sea. I'm walking on thunder. She is pulling me under. Where you shine like dirt and you live with the silver. You can hear the people scream, piercing yellow through busted skin. I promised you the moon, but I gave you nothing. I'm walking on thunder.
Alright, what did I play for you? That was Hilt, Walkin' on Thunder, from 1991, put out by Nettwerk Records on the album Journey to the Center of the Bowl. And I think I mentioned a little bit about this before. There's this really cool sort of recorded live stream thing that Kevin Key of Skinny Puppy and Hilt had done, which is sort of this big, long history of Hilt, and he talks much better than I'm talking right now, talks about the history of the band and plays all this old archival stuff from when they were recording Journey to the Center of the Bowl in the studio. And anyway, he said about this particular song that Dwayne, who was also Skinny Puppy, of course, recorded kind of like a really raw backing track, and then they had Kevin play drums over it, which is what you just heard, and then Don Harrison, who contributed to a lot of the songs on the record, he just went in, done one guitar take, and that's what you hear, and then Alan Nelson, the vocalist of Hilt and often guitar player as well, he had this thing where he'd just go and just improvise the lyrics right off the top of his head without having anything wrote down whatsoever, and that was the case with this song as well. So it's, you even read the lyrics as they're published in the booklet or printed online, and they're pretty cohesive, but he was just totally ad-libbing the thing. So it's It's pretty cool. It sounds like a very well put together kind of like sad pop song. A weird sad pop song, but was a lot of it was just kind of off the cuff. What did I play before that? Sharizza, Trouble from the new Flennen compilation. Flennen number 16. That they put out a few weeks back, and there's lots of other good stuff on that too. So flennen.bandcamp.com is the place to hear that. If you want to listen to the whole long compilation, there's loads and loads of songs on there. A lot of other bands that I play on the show here are on there. And their other compilations are good, as number 16 implies. There's 15 compilations before that, in addition to all the stuff that they've put out as a label over the years. I played by Silo Kid, Sick Lies, before that, from Demo, as it's called. This was put out originally by Earth Girl Tapes in January of this year, and then was recently reissued by Disco's Peroquébien maybe a couple weeks ago. Also played T. Valentine, Betty Sue, from a Val Records single out of Chicago. And I don't know when that came out. No reliable data about it exists online, but it was later reissued by Norton Records, but the original one's probably from like 62 or something. Bobby Fuller and the Fanatics, Stringer before that, from a Todd Records single put out in 1963. That was that kind of like cool surf instrumental thing. And then, of course, the No Wow Wows to start. Rats in the Room from Demo 2, self-released a few weeks ago. And I'm going to move on to another cool Bandcamp thing. This is put out by Man-Made Hill very recently, Trophy Shop. The album is called Delicious Logo, and it was released by Telephone Explosion. It's really cool. I've known Randy of Man-Made Hill for like 15 years or something. More than that, I guess. I met him when I moved to Toronto way back in like 2007, 2008. Anyway, I was thinking about it the other day, and he's been involved in all kinds of things over the years, but I don't think there's anything of his that I could ever say I disliked. He's just done so much cool stuff. And that's the case with Delicious Logo here, too. So he's going to give some good ideas as to what you could get at the trophy shop for your significant other. And I think that's just a marvelous thing. And then the rest of the album, too, is definitely worth your time. So manmadehill.bandcamp.com is where you can listen to that in all of its glory. I'll pop back on and then go through show announcements. That's the next thing. Show announcements for Prague. And, make note, because I don't think July is looking too good. At least so far, there's not a lot of good stuff going on around Prague. But June is half decent, late May into June. So make it count. All right, here's Man-Made Hill, Trophy Shop.
got a little pull around here, I do.
There's a little statuette for you, girl. I'm thinking about even picking one up for myself.
I know the guy. Celebrate it. Trophy shop. Take it to the trophy shop. Ow! Oh, take it to the trophy shop. Yeah. Take it to the trophy shop. Hands on the gold, girl. Pick any award you think you deserve. And you do deserve it. All the way home. Still as the night, cold as the wind. Don't guess I'll see my baby again. His devil smile stole her from me. Until she's back, my heart will be still as the night, cold as the wind. Still as the night, cold as the wind. Now her warm lips are kissing him. Can't eat, can't sleep. Please make her see. Until she's back, my heart will be still as the night, cold as the wind. Still as the night, cold as the wind. A fool in love can never win. No, I can't forget. No, I can't be free until she's back. My heart will be still as the night, cold as the wind.
Man, this place is full of junk.
Yep. That was Milktuth out of Kiev. The song called Brave. It's a pretty powerful one if you read the lyrics or kind of pay attention to the lyrics as they're sang in the song. Especially, you think about even as recently as last night, there was a big rocket and drone attack in Kyiv and elsewhere in Ukraine, carried out by the Russians. So, not much I can say that hasn't already been said before, but certainly my best thoughts and best wishes to folks in Ukraine these days. That comes from their new EP, What a Time to Be Alive, which they self-released. Played Ivan Ward and the Swingsters, Congo Glide before that, from a 1959 single through Savoy Records. Also, Sanford Clark, Still As the Night. I can't believe I never played that before. It's such a great one. Written by Lee Hazelwood and produced by Lee Hazelwood. Put out on a single through Jamie Records in 1958. And, of course, starting it off, Man-Made Hill, Trophy Shop from Delicious Logo. Put out by Telephone Explosion. And, it's time to get to show announcements for here in Prague for the next month or so.
Pertaining to shows. I want the stars that's going to be in the Coliseum that's going to make the people sway and rock and clap their hands to the beat and get up and dance in an area that will be big enough for them to do it in.
Yeah, so next week, May 28th, Villicet Roll Stress and Body of Pain at a secret location, but details to be found on the Facebook page for the event on how you can find out where that is for yourself, should you be so inclined. 29th, Labashida and OTK at Cafe Valese. Then it's the next Aman Presents concert, carried out by yours truly. It'll be DDR from Croatia, Sunk Heaven from the United States, and Svaz from here in Prague at Sub-Zero on the 31st of May. June 5th, the Bibione release show. They'll be joined by Oswald Dovey at 007. Also, of course, on the same night, June 5th, Severny Natupistya, Cherry Života, solo set, Ida the Young acoustic duo, Toe Waving, and Tomasz Kopacek at Cross Club. He's from Black Tar Jesus, Tomasz Kopacek. And that is a fundraiser for folks affected by the war in Gaza that my bud Marek is putting on. I think that's in the outdoor area of Cross Club, if I'm not mistaken. Then I think there's not a whole lot going on for a while until June 17th, Stereo Lab and Astro Ball will play at Meat Factory. June 23rd, Poison Maroon, Ginger Wizard, and Stepney Bezic at Sub-Zero. Then the next Man Presents concert, Pyrex from the U.S., How Yes No, and Neutz, who I was talking about earlier, also at Sub-Zero. And then again at Sub-Zero, Gulp, Molbo, AG3, and Mordlock. That's a Luke Crew event. And then, as I mentioned, on June 29th, it'll be the next live on-man stream where I'll be joined in the studio by How Yes No. And they'll be playing some of their songs for you, and especially you. Gonna get to stuff by bands who I think should return to Prague. Did one of these last year and seemed like an appropriate time to do it again. I think out of the bands last year that I played, two of them came here since, Brack and Spliz. I don't know if there's any others. Coincidence? I think so. And we'll start with Melly, Clockwise is the song. This is from Clockwise Schools Out, I guess a two-part single, two-song EP, whatever, which they self-released last year.
because I don't think I can get out of this thing worth a shit. Nobody can, so, you know.
All right. That was Planta Ambrosia from their most recent release, which they put out through the Trottle label earlier this year. It's called Novinek or Saga, and they played at the Zhizhkovska Nos stage I did 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah. Actually, I guess that brings up another point which may or may not be relevant. Maybe, I don't know if it's a good thing to say or not, but I'll tell you anyway. All these bands in the aforementioned bands who haven't played in Prague in a while set, but who ought to come back, they're all booked by me for concerts. So I don't know if this is a self-congratulatory statement or not. Anyway, also played Clear History, Bad Advice, Good People from their EP of the same name put out by Upset the Rhythm in 2021. Miseria with Isolatia from their 2021 demo put out by Doomtown Records. Lemon Grab, Red Light from I Spy With My Little Eye, their newest release, which is out on Ubak. Puke Puddle, Golfo Goth from Binge, the album which they released through Urban Lurk in 2021. And Melly Clockwise from the Clockwise Schools Out 2024 single EP thing, which they self-released. And, the music in the background can only mean that it's time to call our friend Zach and see what he's got to tell us and what we're going to ask him about.
I hope I keep my mailman called Mr. Mac away from Zach.
My name is Meg and I'm scared of Zach.
He told me, oh, there he is.
Whoa, the mayor. What do you have to say for yourself?
Hey, pal. I don't know what I have to say for myself. I've been trying to figure that out all day. I feel like I really don't have much to say today, actually. What about you?
That's really interesting because I'm feeling the exact same way. I feel like I'm as blank as a fart today.
Yeah. So I guess that's the feeling across the board. Everybody must be feeling that way.
Clearly, I mean that's evidence.
The two people who matter the most feel that way. So,
two people that matter most in the entire world feel that way. Clearly, every other person either does feel that way or should feel that way, and should, if they don't feel that way, they should realize that they're wrong.
Yeah,
very, very wrong.
Things are going to have to change, or there's going to be consequences.
Yeah, there are some days that I just I feel like. I feel like if someone were to like throw a rock at me or something like that, I wouldn't feel it. I wouldn't even feel that. It's like completely impervious to any thought or feeling. It's not really when I was younger, that used to really bother me, and I think I would. I know I would try to. Subconsciously, I would try to drum up something that would upset me, essentially.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't. You'd probably be upset when you were younger if somebody threw a rock at you too. But you were talking more about if you were just kind of not feeling a whole lot and didn't have a lot to say, you'd be irritated by that fact.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I feel like I just feel pretty. I feel like what I used to interpret as maybe like just feeling like emotionally like blunted. Now I would just categorize as just another way to be, I guess I would say.
Do you feel that way regularly these days? That it just kind of on like a flat, whatever state of.
I go through periods where I feel that way for sure. I'll go 2 or 3 days a month, let's say, and I'll feel like that. Usually I'm working on something that I find to be interesting, and that's pretty much all. I mean, that's pretty much all I ask for in this world. Is to be able to work on something that I find to be meaningful. But yeah. And that doesn't have to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It certainly doesn't have to be like my day-to-day job. Although I do find meaning in that, but usually that's in reference or in terms of like working on music or writing or this thing, and I think it's really natural to have times where where nothing's really coming, and there shouldn't be an expectation of something always being there. But I had that expectation when I was younger, for sure, that I should always be creating, or I'd fill that void with relationships or interactions or this sort of thing. But I just don't have that drive anymore to fill it. It's like I have more now of like an acceptance of, I guess, a different interpretation of what of emptiness. Emptiness now as being a space for something to develop, whereas when I was younger, emptiness was a terrifying state.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible for somebody to be like in go mode or totally on all the time anyway. And if somebody says that they're just fooling themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Or they're they're creating natural things to fill their lives. Like just creating agony for themselves to feel something. I didn't know I was doing that when I was younger, but I certainly did do that. I would agonize over something because I was bored. Well, it's I guess the subconsciously the thought process was I would rather be in agony than to be bored. But I would much that my feelings toward that has really changed. I'd much rather be bored than in agony now.
Yeah, I kind of would too. There's an interesting quote from Graham Revell, who's like the soundtrack producer, but he used to have this project called SPK, and he said that if you feel along these lines, I'm not able to remember this verbatim, but he said something to the effect of, if you're bored, then you must be expecting something better, and there isn't anything better. Everything's the same. So it's a really nihilistic way to look at things, but
no, I don't think so. I think that's a really excellent way of looking at. I don't think that's. I think that's a really positive way of looking at things, actually, because it tempers expectation. Like what causes there's a line in the Bhagavad Gita, which is basically a mystical slice of the larger saga, the Mahabharata, where Krishna is talking to Arjuna, and he says that hope is the enemy of joy. And like that's what I find to be really true. Is like the expectation or the hope that things are going to be different or going to change is what has caused most of my suffering in my life, and what I think causes most of the suffering in the world is like, instead of saying, well, this is the world, this is the way the world is, and every aspect of it has some degree of beauty, or has some degree of relevance, or if not importance, then or necessity, at least there's some form of purpose that it has. So I think that I don't look at I think I used to look at emptiness as being like a kind of a nihilistic state, but now I look at it as like a state of like it's like a liminal space of like that doesn't where there's no no need for expectation for things to be different, because it's completely okay to be bored, just as it is completely okay to be happy, or okay to be sad, or to not, all of these things are of equal value, and it's the value. It's like our interpretations of them that is what causes such high degrees of suffering. I guess I would say.
Yeah.
But something else I found, or something else I now know to be true, is usually what I found to be true over and over again in my life is any time where I felt periods of like boredom or feelings of periods of emptiness. These almost always precede some kind of, they're like setting the stage for some new path, like this sort of resting period, I guess, or something that is about to come. I don't know. I don't know why that is the case, but I know that has been the case for me. Maybe that's not the case for everyone, but if when I'm paying close attention to the different periods of my life, and there have been thousands of them, like thousands of cycles, let's say, a stage where feeling bored or not particularly inspired is like the soil that is required for me to explore some new thing, because there would be no reason or cause to explore some new thing or some new facet of myself or this world if that boredom wasn't there. If I was just always going through life feeling happy as a clam, there would be no desire to explore something else, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel the same way. I can't say it's always been something where we'll say the soil of boredom has yielded some sort of worthwhile thing later, but it's definitely been the case from time to time. I think it depends on the circumstances, but yeah, here's to boredom and blankness, I guess.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah,
I'll drink 8 ounces of white grapefruit juice to that. What's your favorite kind of juice?
Oh boy, I don't even really drink juice these days. I love juice.
You never were a juice drinker.
I've gone through phases of it, but probably not like when we've known each other have I really drank a lot of juice. I think I'm pretty partial to a good blended juice, like of the I don't know, bunch of stuff all cobbled together. There used to be this really good like pineapple, banana, apple, orange thing, citrusy kind of blend with the banana.
Wow, banana juice.
Yeah,
this seems counterintuitive. How do you get juice out of a banana?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that wholesome of a process, but it tasted good, and it didn't have a lot of added sugar, or there was none. But that's the thing, juice is so full of sugar anyway, so that's why I gave it up.
Without added sugar, that's for sure, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I do love a good grapefruit juice, I'll say that much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Especially white grapefruit juice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get some of that nice cool glass on a hot summer's day, and you're talking.
Yeah. Boy, if there's nothing else I'm really looking forward to, I can always look forward to a nice big glass of juice. Nice glass, cool juice on a warm spring day, baby.
Yeah.
Doesn't really take much to throw me right down to the bone. Nice big glass of juice, and on a slow day, boy, that's all it takes for me.
You got some grapefruit juice sitting around, or what?
Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to. I have my. I try to, I'll only drink juice. I try to only because I know juice isn't very good for me, so I'll try to drink it like once every 2 or 3 days. And I always drink it at about the same time. I always drink it at about 12:30. I don't know why I got into that habit of drinking the juice at the same time, but
juice time.
Yeah, it is like. Well, here's it's like a little mid. A lot of people have like a midday treat of coffee, I guess. Like here's a little afternoon pick me up of coffee, but I can't drink coffee because it turns me into a deranged lunatic. So. More of a deranged lunatic, I should say. So, juice is my version of like a little midday pick me up. So I know about 1 to 2 cups of I know about 16 ounces of juice is coming my way really soon. Of grapefruit juice is coming my way really soon.
Yeah, get that juice on the loose.
Yeah, you better believe it. I remember. I actually have a really distinct memory of you and I in a grocery store in Europe, and I was picking out a juice, and I remember you telling me then you don't drink juice. You're not a juice man. I was so blown away by that. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
No, I never met anyone that didn't drink juice.
I guess even at that point, then I was not on it because of the sugar content or whatever. But like, it's not that I don't like the taste. Oh, I think it's delicious. I think juice is fantastic. But can't be getting up there all the time. You were a lot more cautious about sugar then than I think you are now. Anyway, because I remember the last time you were visiting, like you were drinking things that had sugar in them, like soda, for example. Although I was drinking diet soda, but still, I have gotten soda. A little more freewheeling with it. Or I go through periods of it. Right now I'm kind of like really trying to rein a lot of that in. But
that blew me away. When I was, because I definitely had never known you to drink soda, especially. But I remember you wouldn't even you would only eat things that, like, if you ate food products that had bread, for example, you wouldn't eat anything that had white bread. It would have to be a product that had wheat bread.
Yeah.
Because I remember us getting a pie at Pizza. It had to be. it was necessary for it to be a wheat bread crust.
Man alive, what a disappointment. When I was in Canada last year, I made a point of going to a pizza because I really wanted to enjoy one of those whole wheat crust pizzas that they had. And they didn't have them anymore. Not only
what?
Yeah, it was really disappointing. And they were like, yeah, we haven't had this in ages and ages. So the demand, I guess, wasn't there to keep up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
I thought most pizza places had offered a wheat bread crust. I thought.
Yep. I guess it was they were ahead of the curve for it, and then people just the demand fizzled out or something. I know that kind of stuff goes bad a lot quicker, so I think maybe that's part of the reason they were just like.
Oh yeah, that's. I have really fond memories of pizza. I really think it's really, as far as like a national chain goes, the pizza there was very good.
I love it. Yeah, it's still great. I mean, hopefully they'll regain their senses and introduce the whole wheat option or multigrain or whatever one of these days. But yeah,
well, probably after you left the country, there was no need to carry it anymore. You yourself was ordering enough for them to justify to keep it as a product.
I think you're onto something with that.
And then you left the country, and days later they canceled it. You're like, well, we've seen a sharp decrease in sales here. What's happening?
Yeah.
They didn't understand that the sales were down to you.
They almost had to shutter some stores.
Shutter a Toronto neighborhood market for sure was significantly decreased. Yeah. What's the pizza like in Europe? I don't remember I remember only getting a pizza there one time. We got that oxtail pizza in like Norway or something. I think it was. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the worst pizza I've ever had in my life. God.
It's kind of like you can get pizza here. You can get like Pizza Hut pizzas here, which are just like in Canada or America, but it's a whole different game here with pizza. Otherwise, because sometimes you'll find a good one, and you can find them that are pretty good. And I'm not just talking about Czech Republic. I'm talking about all over Europe. But they do this. A lot of them you can get. It's like the crust is kind of thin and like there's burnt spots on the pizza, and the cheese isn't really evenly distributed, and I don't know. I'm not as excited generally about pizza here as I am when I go back. Most things about Europe I feel are superior to North America, but that's one thing. The pizza game is definitely a North American thing, even though it originates
which is wild. Yeah, I know, it's wild. You think, boy, you really want to go to a place to get you want to go somewhere to get a good pizza. You want to head to Italy,
Yeah.
The place of the pizza. But yeah, do you remember Jazz Pizza?
Yeah, I do remember Jazz Pizza.
I wonder if that's still there. That was in like what? That was in one of the Baltic states, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was in Latvia.
Maybe, probably, yeah.
It was either in Latvia or
in Lithuania, I think.
Lithuania. I think it actually might have been in Lithuania. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think it was. We ate there, or we didn't even eat there. We passed by there with Arma, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that is around, or it was the last time I was there. So.
Oh man.
Getting all jazzed up.
Getting all jazzed up to have a slice.
Yeah.
To have a pie, baby.
Well, pal, I think we crossed the bridge of all the topics we needed to address once again.
Yeah. I can't believe we went on for 20 minutes. A 20-minute. This is truly a 20-minute conversation about nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's one area in which we excel, apparently.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, mi amigo. It was a thrill as always, and I'll be seeing you.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Talk to you on the next one. Be seeing you.
Oh, you better believe it. Be seeing you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Don't turn your back on Zach. Watch out for Zach. Wee, wobble.
If anybody's still listening after that for 20 minutes, then as promised, I have the financial hardship set to come. So we'll start it off with Leo Sané and Living Like a Bum. This one's pretty cool. It's got like this early drum machine thing going on. It came out in 1966 through Crossfire Records on a single.
Like a bum, haven't got a cent, can't afford a smoke, 2 months back on rent. I don't have a car, can't afford new clothes, the only ones I have are full of holes. I'm just living like a bum, haven't got a cent, can't afford a smoke, 2 months back on rent. Just living like a bum, haven't got a cent, can't afford a smoke, 2 months back on rent. I don't have a job and I don't get paid. I only live from day to day. I'm just living like a bum, haven't got a cent, can't afford a smoke, 2 months back on rent. I'm just living like a bum, yes, living like a bum, yes, living like a bum.
I've been asking this man for a dime for a whole week, and I'm gonna ask him just one more time. Marvin, loan me a dime.
Baby, how can I loan you a dime? I ain't got no money to get the cash holders out the layaway. Listen to me. Time is trouble, time is hard. I ain't got a penny to buy by the Lord. It's up to me that I have in mind. Time is tough and I ain't lied. Time is hard, oh, can't you see? A dog ain't got to take the back to feed. A mouse ain't got to take to see its cheese. Time is tough, so listen to me, please. Somebody better do something quick, because a lot of these folks are really getting sick. Eating beans and rice and each and every day. Steaks and chops seem to stay away. Woman, niggas don't see these commercials now. They'll really get me. Woo! Take away these things and rags. You don't love me, woman. Woo! Time is hard, time is hard. I ain't got a penny to buy by the Lord. The meat that I have in mind. Time is tough and I ain't mine. Time is tough and I ain't mine. Oh, you big head. All you big head brothers and sisters out there. All I want is one piece of that medium now steak. I don't want it all. Since I have a hog, it's better than no hog at all. But I just want half. I'm tired of these. Will you help me right these? Those nails. All I want to be that steak. I'm just telling you, your big pieces out here with the pot together, sticking out of my mouth.
Go back, don't come this way. You got bad credit and you just won't pay. You went downtown to do some shopping. You stopped in a credit clothing store. You just about had the people swinging your way until they found out something they didn't know. And now they call the credit bureau on their telephone. The salesman that shook his head. He turned around and looked you dead in your eye. And these are the words he said. You got bad credit. You got bad credit, boy. Your credit ain't no good and ain't no business we can do. You see, the credit bureau tell us things that we don't know. You been garnished, you even been in debtor's court. You had a Cadillac, you let it go back. The government sold your house for tax. You had a motorboat, the people come and got it. According to the credit bureau, there ain't no doubt about it. You got bad credit. You got a real bad credit, boy. You got bad credit. Ain't no business we can do. Information on you when you were down on the farm. You say you pay on Saturday, but Saturday never come. You owe the doctor, the lawyer, the local finance. I'm sorry, young man, but you ain't got a chance. You got bad credit. You got a real bad credit, boy. You got bad credit. Simply ain't no hope for you. You move every month, and that's 12 times a year. Just because you won't pay your rent. They say you move late at night, so the landlord won't know which way you went. Now your credit's so bad, it's a sin and a shame. You can't go downtown and buy nothing in your name. You got bad credit. You got bad credit, boy. You got bad credit. Ain't no business we can do.
I don't need much to live on anymore. I just eat tuna out of the can and live in the car.
When you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. You can lose your money, you can lose your mind. If you lose your woman, don't you mess with mine. When you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. When you have plenty of money, you got a lot of friends. When you get broke, well, it seems like the end. When you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. You holler money, dollar bill, money, you can't keep still. Money burns your pocket, money off like a rock. When you got the money fever, boys, you know you can't keep straight. Come on in, now let's talk about it. I got the money fever. I get my hands on a dollar bill, I'm gonna squeeze it till the eagle gets. I was out last night, having a good time. Spent my money till I didn't have a dime. I had the money fever. I had the money fever. When you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. Listen here, boys, don't be no pal. Mighty bad time to talk about your gal. When you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, when you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. You holler money, dollar bill, money, can't keep still. Money burns your pocket, money off like a rock. When you got the money fever, boy, you know you can't keep straight. Oh, I still got the money fever. All my eats is gone. Oh, if I had that other dollar bill. I'd like to have a Hamilton, but I'll settle for George Washington.
Chicken, money buy steak. If you don't have the money,
heck of a shit.
I'm gonna move on now. There's a water run down shack. Cause I just just got luck and I'm looking for my baby back. Do you hear me? Bop, 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 bop.
Every day you save your money, you don't do nothing but say one day you're gonna have some fun, and then you look around, you done dead already. I'm gonna spend my money just as fast as I get it. I'm gonna spend my money just as fast as I get it. You can't spend none of it after you dead. You never seen a money wagon rolling behind a hearse. I'm gonna spend my money just as fast as I get it. They say work while you're young and save your money, so when you get old you can have some of the things you wanted when you was young. And then you look around, you done dead already. I'm gonna spend my money just as fast as I get it. I'm gonna spend my money just as fast as I get it. You can't spend none of it after you dead. You never seen a money wagon rolling behind a hearse. I'm gonna spend my money. I'm gonna spend everything I can get my hands on. I'm gonna spend every nickel, every dime, every quarter, every Confederate dollar. I'm gonna steal everything I can rake, scrape, and borrow. I'm gonna steal that I can take. I'm gonna steal that you don't give me, that you won't give me, and that you can't give me. I'm gonna spend it all. I don't care about nothing. I'm gonna have a ball, and I'm gonna spend it all. Every doggone thing I can get my hands on. I don't care if it's a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. I'm gonna spend everything.
I really wish they didn't fade him out at the end. I wish they just let him kept on going, talking about how he's going to spend all his money. Oh well. Yeah, that was the poor boys. I'm going to spend my money. And came out, I don't know, 1962 through Apollo Records. On a single, Billy Tate and his band before that, No Money from 1958. I can't figure out what label that came out on. It's something that was done along with Ernie Cato and the Blue Diamonds, but that's all the internet reveals, and some people even attribute it, or sources. I think that's too fancy of a term for this, but there's some things on the internet that say it's Ernie Cato and the Blue Diamonds and Billy Tate and his band. I don't know how it could require that many people, but anyway. Played Stick McGee before that, Money Fever from a 1960 Herald record single. Jerry McCain and his Upstarts, Bad Credit from 1957, put out by Excello. Marvin Ramey and the Kama Rockers, Tough Times from 1964, on a single through RBM, and started it with Leo Sine, Living Like a Bum from 1966 through Crossfire Records. I'm going to play something by Keelan Lunsford next. Gateway to Hell is the name of the song, and comes on her new record Promiscuous Jeans, which was released by Feel It on May 16th. So get to that, and I've got, I guess, a full other set of songs, well, of which this is one part, and then I'll come back and back announce and probably just play one more and get out of your hair for another month. So let's have it. Gateway to Hell.
Traveling Muslim Central.
degrees. Well, I was doing all right, 44 and 45. Well, I was doing all right, 44 and 45. Well, it's getting so now I can hardly stay alive. Oh, mercy, please mercy on me. Oh, mercy, you know, every now and then you just gotta cry mercy. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or where you may be going. You just gotta cry mercy every now and then. Well, oh, mercy on me. Well, I feel like a man going through that 3rd degree. Every now and then
Okay. I did something strange just now. Let's see if I can do it again. Yeah. So that was my Street Veta 2002. And that echoey thing in the middle of it was me fucking around with the echo, obviously not in the song. The song being titled I Bin Am Start. And this is from their 4-song EP demo 2025. And it says here in the notes on Bandcamp, this demo is about how Slovakia's biggest achievement since its creation is winning a hockey championship in 2002. All power to the people, free Palestine, free Ukraine. And it's a project of my friend Martin, who's in Diptych, and Natalie, who's in T-Pen, who we had the live session from back in October. And then another friend of theirs, Rosina. So the Bandcamp link I'll post with the playlist later. Probably tomorrow I'll put the playlist up and the replay and the live show links like I do every month and all that stuff. So I guess while I'm thinking about it, next live show, as in concert, will be at Sub-Zero with DDR and Svaz and Sunk Heaven. So that's the 31st of May. And then we got another one before the next live stream radio thing like you're listening to right now, which will be again at Sub-Zero. Pyrex, How Yes No, Noitz. Working on a July 13th show that I haven't posted the details for anywhere yet. Still waiting on one more band to confirm. And for that, it will be Distant Relatives from Leipzig, and then also Cold Venus Revisited. So should be 3 bands. Got to get the venue nailed down too. And I think that's all the news. Yeah, and like I mentioned, June 29th, How Yes No will be on the show to do a live performance. I guess I better back announce the rest of the stuff that I played here as well. Whoa. I played Purse's Moon Life On from Reality Fantasy, self-released on May 16th. I guess that was Bandcamp Friday, the one 2 weeks ago. Or a week ago. I'm all mixed up here. Blah, 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 blah. I played before Purse's Johnny Fuller, Mercy Mercy from a 1955 Imperial Records single. Also, Parallel Walls, Perfect Friction from Arrow, Perfect Friction. They never disappoint. They have so much good stuff. They self-released that as well. Came out on May 22nd, so 2 days ago, actually. And like I said, started it with Keelan Lunsford, Gateway to Hell, taken from Promiscuous Genes, put out by Feel It Records. It's all in the subtlety sometimes of the echo. Anyway, the next and last thing that I'll play for you on the show for this month here is something by Fred Lane and Ron Pate's Debonaires. It's called From the One That Cut You. And for anybody paying attention or who cares way more than they should, you might have noticed that I didn't have any crying vocalists yet, so this will meet that criteria at the very end. But what's great about... I guess there's a lot of great things about this. This isn't the only thing that's great about it. But one particular thing of note, and I was reminded about this after I watched the documentary about Fred Lane and his whole crew, Ron Pate and the Randalunas out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama from like the 70s into the 80s. They had this whole avant-garde group who didn't really take themselves too seriously. It wasn't like snooty experimental music. It was really kind of playful and fun and over the top. And they created this whole persona for Fred Lane. If you look at pictures of him, he has bandages all over his face, and he's wearing half of a suit. That is to say, he has like the suit jacket on, and he's wearing boxer shorts. He doesn't have any pants. He's wearing... like a proper set of shoes. I can't fucking remember what the name of those shoes are. I'll remember it as soon as I'm done the show, of course. Wingtip shoes, right? Okay. So, kind of like the contrast between him being all like disheveled and shitty looking, but also kind of being classy and being like a lounge singer at the same time, amongst other things. So there's this whole vibe about him that's just Fred Lane, and you see him and you just understand the world that he inhabits. And anyway, the story goes pertaining to this song that Fred Lane, I don't know if it was in I'd like to think it was him in his character rather than Tim Reed, who's the actual guy behind Fred Lane, but they're kind of the same person anyway. So we'll say Fred Lane was fixing his really wild-looking old truck van thing, doing something with the wheel, I guess. And anyway, this package of sorts kind of fell out from where he was doing the repairs, and he unwrapped the paper, and inside of the paper was a knife that, like a hunting knife that had some kind of like crusty stuff on it. And anyway, the paper that the knife was wrapped in had some text scrawled on it, and it was just full of spelling errors and really hard to pick out what it said. But basically, it said something to the effect of, "I cut you. Hell, I hope the pain has gone. This is the one that cut you. P.S. Don't worry about Jimmy. I'll take care of him the same way I took care of you. Love, Fear." And it's debatable as to what the guy signs his name as, like if it's Fueay or Fuear, or they even talk about that on the documentary. Like it's so poorly written handwriting wise, in addition to the spelling, that they couldn't make out what the person actually signed his name as. So anyway, they decided to build a whole story around this note from the hunting knife that fell out of the van, and that's what you'll hear in a second, to turn it into kind of a ballad. And I guess it was never really revealed, at least it wasn't put forth in the documentary, if they ever found out anything more about where this came from. I guess it was like the previous owner or something like that. So anyway, I'm glad they did that. It's the most fitting sort of document for a really deranged, off-hinged kind of story. So we'll get to that in a second. Thanks, as always, for listening. I realize I've gone over my time here. I usually just make this 2 hours, but, when you got Fred Lane on the line, how can you turn him down? So, yeah, thanks for being here. Replay will be up soon. Everything's at awman.net. More live sessions to come as well. I forgot to mention that. I'm working on more for hopefully July and August, and then later in the year. Got to get that quota of at least 6 live sessions in the run of the year for bands playing on the show. All right, that'll be it. So, bye. Where's Michael? Bye.
Remember me, I'm the one that cut you. I hope the pain is gone. Did it hurt just a little bit? Did it bleed just a little bit? I cut you. I'm the one. I follow the footsteps. I say, why can't we be friends? You slipped, you fell, you screamed, impaled. Oh, I cut you. Please don't make a scene. I rake your arm with a toilet brush. I sit here, I'm looking for a bar of soap. As I'm watching it swell, you swear not to tell that I cut you. Please don't make a mess.
Here, I hope the pain is gone. This is the one that cut you. P.S. Don't worry about Jimmy. I will take care of him the same way I took care of you. Love, Sue. I can tell that it's burning. I can see the pain on your evening dress. But now I find that you're changing your mind, and you won't let me do it again. Remember me, I'm the one that cut you. I hope the pain is gone. Did it hurt just a little bit? Did it bleed just a little bit? I cut you. I'm the one. Oh, I hope the pain is gone.
Just look after yourself, as they always say, because no one else will.
Let us get the fuck out of here.
Be seeing you.
And you.